Hey everybody, how's it going, eh? Todd the Cheap Drums Guy. And Ranger Danger the Drum Dog. That's right. As if I hadn't enough crap to unbox already. Drums yesterday. Other crap from Sweetwater today, the heads and the cymbals. And now, this just showed up. Yeah. What the hell? I might as well do one on this too. You know, I got nothing better to do evidently than open crap. But other than a single used cymbal stand that's coming, I think, Monday. This is it. All right. But if I didn't open this thing up and show you, you're going to give me hell about it. So the UPS guy was running late today too, the schmuck. Well, the other guy came at like 9:30 this morning. I was like, what the hell? Why are you coming at freaking 4:30 at night? Whatever. All right. A chair here. Put the box down in there. You keep an eye on them, Ranger. Strangers in the house. Oh. This looks like a baby. It's a little fella. That is my Pearl short fuse snare drum. Let's take a look a little closer, eh? And of course I get the one with the wrapper that some guy with a bad attitude put on. There we go. Wow, that's a handsome little devil. No, not you, Ranger. I'm talking about the drum. That is a nice little, that's a little cutie there. Give me a drum, they gave me a drum key. I've got 15 of these little schmucks running around. And another box to utilize. That is the Pearl short fuse. I think it's did I order a 12 or a 10 inch? 10 inch. Comes with, of course, Pearl branded coated head. And they didn't even put a Pearl branded reso on it. Oh, that's a tiny little set of wires. That's a handsome little devil though. Check out the badge on her. I like the lugs. And I hope this throw off is decent. I got a bad feeling about it. Huh. Well, it's better than I thought it was going to be. All right, and it's meant to be mounted off like a cymbal stand or a snare stand, or what am I saying? It is a snare, but it's meant to be mounted off like your hi-hat stand right next to you. And since that's the case, I also ordered this with it because I'm all up in that hardware's jammies, baby. I love drum hardware. There's UPS driving by again. What do you got next for me? That's right, you tell them. But this is another piece of equipment that I wanted for my initial purchase a year ago. And now I've pretty much got everything I wanted. And, oh goodness. So this is not unlike that cymbal arm or boom arm clamp. It's pretty much the same thing, with the exception of you don't have the cymbal boom arm, you have an L rod. And I probably should check to see if this thing fits. You watch that knife, Ranger. You watch that knife, little buddy. You watch those guys too. You don't know these people. They could be dangerous, like me. And of course, a child-proof container. That'll take me a month and a half to get in. I'll probably cut myself. I should just ask my granddaughter to open it for me. That little kid can get into anything. All right. I've been working on drums all day, cleaning that new setup and putting the new heads on it. And I'm flipping tired, and I'm hoping my wife will suggest, instead of making dinner or something, that she picks up burgers or something from Don's Drive-In. Oh my God, they have the best burgers. That's my favorite fruit, cheeseburgers. Oh, all right. Now this one is made by Gibraltar. I really like Gibraltar's equipment. They make some beautiful stuff, high quality. All right, now by looking at it, that looks like a 10 millimeter. This looks to be about a 10 millimeter, and I'd say that's a 12. Hey, Ranger Danger. Ranger Danger, grouse. All right, let's see if this little puppy fits. How the hell? Okay. Hey, now we're cooking with Crisco. And the clouds part and the sun shines down. Yeah. Oops, I got it kind of back-ass halfwards. All right, but I'll figure it out. Get it down on the kit, and you'll see this video. And you'll want to say, show us more, Cheap Drums guy, show us more. But alas, there is no more. This is the last of my gear. But this is the Pearl M80. I thought it was, wait a minute, I ordered the short fuse. Well, the short fuse and the M80 are one and the same, I guess. I got the M80. It was like $69, which was very inexpensive, the cheapest snare drum they had. And down the road, I wanted to get a piccolo. Piccolos are very loud though, and I thought a little side snare like this would be better for my purposes. For the longest time, SJC Custom Drums have their little trash cans or side snares. They look really cool, but I'll tell you, I really haven't heard anything good about anything SJC. All the reviews I've seen are pretty bad. But people still buy the stuff, you know. Then again, I thought Pearl drums were pretty bad until I got my first Pearl kit, and I was pleasantly surprised I was wrong. I'd like to be wrong about SJC. So SJC drums, if you're out there, you can send me a Pathfinder kit. I like the yellow stain one. Or if you have any more of those Bandito kits with the army green, yeah, I'll be all up in that jammy. Oh, that's probably one of the coolest drum sets I've ever seen. The SJC Bandito kit. It's an army green with black hoops, black hardware, and you get this little roll of yellow tape to go with it to decorate it. How, like, who was the drummer, I guess, that made it famous? I don't know, he's from 21 Pilots or something like that. I don't know the band very well, but that's a pretty cool kit. But FJC, if you want to send me one of your kits to review, even your cheapest kits, because I am the cheap drums guy, get her done, baby. I'll gladly take it. And I'll do a 20-minute, 30-minute review on it. And I'll even try to make it sound good with my, limited abilities. But anyways, getting back to this Pearl M80, also known as the short fuse. It's a decent quality little build. I guess it's, from reading the brochure and actually seeing the drum, it's all poplar. It's not super thin, it's actually quite thick. It's probably 9 plies of poplar, all black hardware on the inside. Very attractive shell, not a mark on it. I actually don't even see a seam where the plies were glued together. Maybe old Jethro hacked it out of a tree and carved it out himself, I don't know. The finish on the outside, that wrap, is really stunning looking. Kind of like almost like a black chrome, or it's a dark gunmetal color. The hardware is, it's not plastic. It actually looks to be in really good quality. Heavy duty. It's not, well, the throw off would probably be the only thing that's possibly lacking. It is just inexpensive stamped steel, and that little pin right there in the center, I think she'll be all right though. It's not tuned up in any way. Oh yeah, she's not tuned up in any way. So I'm gonna have to put some crank on that reso and play with that batter a little bit. But seriously, this is a beautiful little snare drum, really nice. Get it kind of closer, you can take a look at it. A nice mount too. It's not a cheap piece of crap. But as you can see, that throw off probably be the weakest link in the chain. She's pretty though. I am really happy. Again, I got this, I believe it was Guitar Center or Musician's Friend. They're kind of the same. I believe this was $69 by itself. It comes with the mounting bracket you see there, already built into it. However, if you are interested in one of these, it does not come with the L-arm. So you're gonna have to buy that separately like I did here. But anyways, I'm gonna get on out of here and play with this. I'm Todd, the Cheap Drums Guy. You people have a fantastic day. Sit your ass back down. I ain't done with you yet. Dogs woke me up early this morning and I'm pissed. I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. Friday and Saturday were busy. Today's Sunday. And I was hoping to sleep in, but those little frickin' rats woke me up. But anyways. Short fuse. M80, whatever you want to call it. That's all you get about that right now. But last week, I'm tired. I get my coffee to help me stay awake. You don't want me to fall asleep and run into the gear and all this kind of crap. But Christine, oh my God, I love this kit. Awesome, awesome. I'm really impressed with Pearl. And I like that little snare drum too. But anyways, last week I was supposed to tell a story. This will be number 12. It was about getting my Combat Cherry Pop for the first time. So I promised it. I got to deliver. So 1990, we were stationed in West Germany at the time. We got orders to go to the Middle East for this thing they call Desert Shield. We didn't think it was going to last. We didn't think it was going to mount to anything. So we got everything loaded and everything packed up. All our vehicles and equipment were loaded onto a ship in Bremerhaven in northern Germany, and the ship was going to travel around Europe and through the Mediterranean and come down to the Persian Gulf and say hi to us again. So we flew down there. We arrived at the King Abdul Aziz port in Dammam, Saudi Arabia on the 22nd of December, 1990. And we were housed in a huge steel warehouse that was out on this pier at the port. I mean, these huge piers out there. And they had a series of these big warehouses on it to, put all the quick stuff from ships in their store and whatnot. And that's where they housed us. And we were, our company, Bravo Company, 23rd Engineer Battalion, 3rd Armored Division, we were housed in this one warehouse with a National Guard unit, I think from West Virginia or Kentucky, I'm not exactly sure. Nice people though, medical unit, which is a great unit to have with you. Their commander was a little short, full-bird colonel, nice guy, and since he was the highest ranking officer in the building, he was in charge of the building. But so it takes quite a while for the ships to come around and bring all your equipment, and they would pull right in, right next to you on the port. I mean, you could go to sleep one night and there's nothing there on the pier side, and next morning, poof, you're looking up at a wall of ship right here, right next to you. That's how close it was. And then they had these huge crane on these rollers that for unloading the ship. And then on the other side of where these ships were parked along the pier, then there was the other side of the pier next to it where the ships would park over there as well. You did your training, you did your calisthenics, you got all your equipment ready, and you pulled guard duty. Sometimes we'd pull guard duty at the end of the pier. And generally there's nothing out there. It's Persian Gulf. There's water out there, that's about it. But you'd see the Coast Guard, U.S. Coast Guard, United States Coast Guard, yeah, they'd be out in these little tiny bass boats patrolling the port with an M60 machine gun on it. I mean, it was the funniest thing. You expect them to sit there and, catching fish out there. It's what they look like, but there's a dude with a machine gun, and it got a little choppy out there, and so he's riding the waves with that machine gun out there, so God bless him anyways. And if we weren't pulling guard out on the port, I would have to pull guard right next to at our warehouse, the door. 20 feet from my cot was the door that go out to the warehouse. So the day before, we woke up to a ship right there. I mean, it's 50 feet away, and these big cranes are lowering the stuff down and pulling it out and putting it on the dock, and the stevedores would take it away or load it on the truck trailers right there. And unfortunately, the friggin' ship right next to us, they were unloading artillery ammunition. What the hell? Why do you park an ammunition ship next to a freaking barracks? Genius? Genius? What's wrong with you? It's stupid. Something happens to that ship, I'm a speck of dust on a camel's ass 1,000 yards away. I mean, it's going to destroy the whole building. But anyway, so we woke up to this, and our day was pretty much sitting there, smoking cigarettes, drinking Mountain Dew, and watching these pallets of 155 millimeter cannon shells come off. I don't know how many are on a pallet. I think it was like 5 or best 5. So, I mean, there was quite a bit. I mean, like 25, 30 rounds per pallet. And then sometimes the crane would put them directly onto the truck trailers, and those guys were good on those cranes. Holy crap. But when the trailer wasn't there, the little stevedores on their forklifts were American contractors, and they'd be running around all over the place. And it's like, this ship, we're going to die. But one night, anyways, let me carry on a bit. But anyways, I got guard duty at the pier a few times, and that's kind of fun because you're way off in the middle of nowhere. No one can really do anything. There's nowhere to go. There's really nothing to see out there except water. But the friggin' Marines, oh boy, these guys eat crayons. The Marines had a post back at the beginning of the port. You know how we're stuck out on the piers, they were back here. More inside of the port a little bit. And these frickin' guys, there was a machine gun post there. And we were supposed to be looking for Navy frogmen, to plant demolition charges or whatever like that. Keep an eye out on things, And so the Marines are sitting there with their machine gun. And Flipper decides to show up and, pounce around the port in the water there looking for fish and whatnot. And these friggin' Marines thought it was a Navy frogman. I mean, you can't miss the dorsal fin, and, it's kind of a little playful, crap in the water. So the friggin' Marines lit up at it and aerated that dolphin, something fierce. And, yeah, those guys got some trouble. The dolphin did not survive, unfortunately. Crayon eaters. But anyways, so the night of my cherry getting popped, I don't know what time of the day or the time of the night it was. It was late. And like always, something's going to go wrong when the air gets really still. I mean, usually there's hustle and bustle, but this night it was just hanging. And the stillness was just hanging in the air like fog. And it was really strange. The dock workers, there was a lot of dock workers out. There was like 4 forklifts right out in front of me, and the guys were just milling about, smoking and joking, waiting for another truck to show up. And it was just eerily quiet. So from around the corner, that little full-bird colonel from the National Guard unit comes up, and he goes, "You're with this unit in here, right, son?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "I need you to wake up your chain of command and have them report to the office in the back of the warehouse." I'm like, "All right, sir." So I should, say what this is in reference to. And they said that they're going to start the air war tonight. Great. All right, sir. Gone. So I wake up the chain of command. Tell them to go back to talk to the colonel.
and he proceeds to brief them on what's going on. And so I go back out and stand my post. A little while later, my post had just started, so espresso. So I said, Thomas, come back inside. So I'm like, what's going on? I said, the air war is going to start tonight. So we need everybody to get into their chemical suits, which is MOP suit, mission-oriented protective posture, or gas suits for gas mask and all that. Have your gas mask on you. The air war is going to start, so we need everybody have ready in case they try to retaliate. Righto. So I get my MOP suit on, and I go back and stand out on guard duty. Not long after I'm staying on guard duty, this siren comes on. It's an air raid siren. And if ever any of you haven't heard an air raid siren before, I mean, it's crazy. It's a mournful sound, but it really wakes you up into the reality of the situation now. And by then, the planes are already flying. The planes are already bombing and all that kind of crap. So Saddam Hussein decided to take revenge, and he launched Scud, the Scud ballistic missile. Not very accurate, but they can hit a target eventually. So we're sitting here, and the alarm already had gone off, and it was already quiet now again. And when something happens right away, everybody kind of says, well, bag that. I'll just keep going back doing what I'm doing. And that's what everybody was doing. So that, like I said, the little gaggle of dock workers out here on their forklifts are smoking and joking. And I'm sitting there, blah, blah, blah. And they said, hey, look at that shooting star. And so, like everybody else, I go, oh, look at the shooting star. And as you watch that shooting star coming right over us, you watch two other shooting stars intercept it. And when they came together, there was a bright white flash. Boom! I mean, and it shook the whole area. Our buildings are made of tin. Big, huge warehouses made of tin. And I'm telling you, boy, that thing shook. When that thing went off, and that light, and then the sound, boy, those dock workers, it was like there was springs on their seat. Boing! They're gone. I've been running. It was just crazy. And I'm like, you bunch of flipping cowards. I'm still standing there. It's like, wow, that was freaking cool. I mean, like, this is it. This is really it. All the years of training have come down to this point. And I was surprised because I didn't overreact. And I thought it was just exciting. But, I'm young, dumb, and full of it. So I didn't know any better. But this was exciting. This is real. And then I woke up. Right there is an ammunition ship right next to me. If that thing gets hit, we're all freaking dead. Just crazy. All those years, like I said, all those years of training and training for this, training for that, training for this. You all think it's for naught. There's no reason why we're doing this. It's stupid. Nothing's ever going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And like Desert Shield, we didn't think anything was going to happen. But when danger rears its ugly head, then the cards are on the table. Everything changes, and it turns your mindset around. And from that day on, I was a lot more serious when it came to things, because it was pretty evident that we were very vulnerable sitting there, and we have a rather large missile coming our way with a 1,000-pound warhead. And this wasn't a video game. This is the real life. People die, and people did die from Scud, unfortunately. But it was another way it was kind of neat was that you weeded out the shit talkers and the cowards. You always have those people that talk so much crap. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to do this. And they're the ones usually cowering in the corners. And that theory has been proved, and it happened with ours too. And generally the quiet ones, they're the ones, when something went off, when the missile detonated above you, and little bits of the missile were actually raining down on the building, you know who to turn to or hang around, because these are people that are remaining calm. I mean, everybody will flinch when that boom goes off, but it's the reactions afterward, you know, it kind of shows you who the men are, separates the men from the boys. But from then on, everything I took a lot more seriously in the military. And it was several weeks before our ship from Bremerhaven came in. And so we had, to deal with this on a constant basis. There was a lot of scuds shot. Unfortunately, a barracks in Riyadh got hit and a lot of people died. A lot of those poor individuals in Israel got killed as well. But luckily, you know, they held fast and they did what they had to do until such a time that we could go in and really, you know, take care of business. But that was really interesting, and it was really neat. And God damn it, I swear to God, every time something bad's going to happen, everything just goes still. It's just crazy how that happens. But that was a really neat event. It changed my life, and of a lot of things in the military, that's one thing that kind of changed me more than anything else. I'll never forget that. And God, it was exciting. Oh my God, it was exciting. But just watching them guys jump off that forklift, it was crazier and shit. Oh my God, that one dude could run. Oh my God, you know, instead of running for cover, he just ran down the pier. There was nowhere he was running to. But anyways, I'm Todd, the Cheap Drums guy, and let me get the hell out of here. You guys have a great day.